Good morning, you guys. Welcome to day 3 of Road to Success Club. Today we're talking about storytelling. Okay. I think one of the biggest things I love about how we grow our business as coaches is you're just showing up over and over again telling your story, right? It's all about showing up authentically and boldly and bravely, which can be hard, right? Like it's hard to own your own story and to share the good, the bad, the ugly, the vulnerable parts, but that's really what this is about, right? We're connecting with other people. We're sharing our story, what brought us here, what keeps us here, the things we're learning, how we're growing. And people won't know what we're doing or why we're doing it if we don't tell, right? So storytelling is one of the best ways you can grow your business, right? You connect with people, you show them who you are, how this has blessed your life, the gifts it's brought you, the things it's teaching you. And for me personally, coaching hasn't just helped me physically, but it's also helped me spiritually, emotionally, just like with life. Like it's just helped me lift up my life, get a better grip on my life, and also financially, right? So like there's not one dimension to your story, and it's really important to tell your story. So your challenge today is to tell your story on social media and to tell why you love this, why you love coaching, why this has blessed you in your life, how it's helped you in your life. I'm going to be posting about like why at-home fitness and why coaching has helped me without accountability. Because I honestly started as a coach just for the accountability. I wasn't in it to build a business. I wasn't in it to earn money. I was honestly in it just to make myself show up better. So I'm going to tell that story today. But as you tell a story, I used to, and I still struggle with this a little bit, but I used to always think it had to be these big grand stories, but it's really all about the little stories, right? Like when you wake up in the morning and you think about how tired you are and how you were up late with your kid who wouldn't fall asleep and you're stressed out and life's busy and you really don't want to get out of bed, but then you think about all those people who are your challengers and your clients who are waiting for you, who are like counting on you to show up for them. And that's what gets your feet out of bed, what gets your feet on the floor, what gets you pushing play, what makes you, do one more rep and show up for yourself as well as those people, right? And that helps you take care of you as well as help all these other people. So it's just these little tiny stories and just be real. Something that I have also found is really just talking about what's happening in your life and how it relates back to coaching or what you're learning from it, right? So like yesterday, and this didn't quite have to do with coaching, but my daughter had a panic attack the other night and she really lost it and it was terrifying. And so yesterday, it was kind of like my engagement day. So I was going to do some funny mom quote. And instead I decided to give people tips on how to help kids cope with anxiety because that's what I was doing, right? So just sharing your life, sharing your story, sharing what's happening with you, even if it's not quite what you planned for that day. It's good to have a plan, but it's also good to be willing to deviate a little bit and follow the spirit and do something else. And that posted really well. And a lot of people appreciated the tips that I shared. So that worked really well for me, right? And that was just my life. I just showed up and shared my life, even though it was kind of a sad part. So that is your goal today, is to share your story, share why you love coaching and how it's blessed your life, okay? And be specific in your details. Tell how you're feeling and your thoughts and where you were before versus where you are now and how that's blessed you. But don't be afraid to share your story. It's so powerful and someone needs to hear it, okay? And your story is not supposed to be the same as everybody else's. Then follow-ups, okay? So we've been inviting crazy people, right? Me too. I invited, I think 30 people yesterday, and I usually invite 5 to 10. So many invites, your inbox is probably starting to fill up, and that is sometimes really stressful, so don't stress. I sometimes will just, every time I go to the bathroom, check my messages and answer a few, because it can be really stressful to have so many in your inbox, but it's good. It's a good problem to have. And then if there's people from last month or last week that you haven't heard from or that keep watching your stuff but haven't responded to you, follow up. Be like, hey, I see you saw my message. I'm trying to get people in this group for Monday. I have a discount code. right? If you're doing Team Cup, you should have a $20 off coupon. And be like, hey, I just following up to see if you're interested still, if you want to do this with me. Are there any questions I can answer? But don't be afraid to follow up. A lot of the follow-ups that I do are really simple, and it's mostly to the people who ghost me all the time, but who watch my stuff, and I just say, hey, especially on my stories or something, I'm like, thanks for watching this. You ready to hop in this month? And that's follow-up, okay? So keep inviting to get to that 100, and then keep going. Honestly, invite 50 more people if you can. And then follow up like a crazy person, because you guys, the gold is in the follow-up. It really is. People are busy. Sometimes they check their messages and they just forget, or sometimes life just happens and they didn't expect it, so it takes them longer to get back to you. So don't be afraid to keep following up. Be kind and polite, right? Like, hey, just checking back in, trying to get people in this group. I wanted to make sure you knew I hadn't forgotten about you, right? But let them know that you haven't forgotten about them. And I sometimes will add, like, if now's not a good time anymore, that's totally fine. Just let me know, right? So like, know and let them know that you know that they're human, they're busy, but that you would like to help them because they wanted your help, right? Or they've been watching your stuff, so they're interested in some point, right? So anyway, be bold. People need to hear your story. You were given your specific experiences, your specific trials for a reason, and showing up and sharing those and how you're overcoming them and how this decision to coach has made all the difference. Share that. Be bold in sharing that, because that's what people need to hear. It helped you, right? And it can help somebody else. So go share your story. Feel free to post that post below when you post it. And just go and do.